What is up, guys? So we are back with another Lorcana video. I've been on a little bit of a break because Marvel Champions just released the Magneto Hero, so I've been super hyped about that. But yeah, we're back here with some Lorcana. I have a set 5 deck. I have not taken a look at the new cards from set 6 yet, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But we're back here on Pixelborn Connect, and we'll see if we can get a win here. And I want to face some new set 6 cards here. So I'm hoping that we can get like an opponent that uses a bunch of new cards. And one thing that I noticed right away was that you no longer have like the ink colors, so you don't know which ink colors that your opponent has whenever the game starts. So I'm playing my Blurple deck here. So the Amethyst Sapphire. We're going crazy draw power, mouse and rabbit turbo draw with a bunch of ramp here with the blue cards. And I am going first here, which is good to see. And my opponent, I'm kind of recording this over after I replay the game, so I know what my opponent's already playing, but I will let them reveal it here. I think I mulligan 4 or 5 cards. I usually just dig for a Tipo. I think I had the Tipo here maybe on my starting hand. Yeah, I had the Tipo. I wanted to get a Popsicle here on turn 1, and I think I did not get it with the mulligan. So we're just going to go first and probably not play anything because we did not get the Popsicle. So just shuffling up here. My opponent, I think, also mulligans 4 or 5. And yeah, I'm going to try to do a better job narrating this. And hopefully we can, you know, narrate each turn by turn decision and everything that happens. So I go first. I'm going to ink a Merlin Crab, and then I pass it over to my opponent immediately. So I have nothing to play. My only one drop in the deck is the Popsicle. And then my opponent here, what do they do? Which ink colors are they, guys? So they're deciding, I think, what to ink. Yeah, I need to change the lighting on my. Okay, they ink a Cinderella and they play Robin Hood, and that I immediately know they are playing Stew song. So immediately I'm wary over the a whole new world, which will make me discard my hand, or both players discard their hand, and we drop like at 7. So I ink another Merlin Crab here, and I play Tipo on turn 2. So Tipo can let me get a card from hand, put it into my ink board face down, exerted. I think they're asking me what does he do, and I'm like, yeah, he just does that, and I pass over to my opponent. Yeah, so I remember here I drew 3 Merlin Crabs on that turn 1, so I inked 2 of them here. I still have 1 more in my hand, so I do want to hold on to 1 at least because Merlin Crab is pretty good to help me control the board. So my opponent inks a Piglet, and they place a Smee, and they pass. So they want to keep the Robin Hood alive, which tells me they probably have a shift Robin Hood there. So a little word over that. I ink a Cruella. 4 ink now, so I can play a Merlin Rabbit on turn 3, which feels really good, and I can draw a card when playing the Rabbit. And I'm just going to keep my characters up alive here because no point in me questing. I think that they're going to go pretty aggro here. So I want to try to control their board. So the Smee quest for 2, and then I wonder what else they're going to do here. Yeah, so they have Robin Hood, and I made some questionable plays this game. I think I was very much so trying to play around that whole new world, and they ink a Strength of the Raging Fire, and yeah, okay, they shift Robin Hood into a quest for 2, and I think the reason why they asked me there how many cards I have in my hand. I think I had 3 or 4, and they also have 3. So they may have had the whole new world there. Actually, they told me they had the whole new world, but they chose not to sing immediately on this turn because after shifting Robin Hood, because they had 4 cards in their hand, and they didn't want to have the same advantage as me also having 3 or 4 cards. So I draw for turn, and then they just quest that Robin Hood, right? So I play a Popsicle here, draw a card after playing Popsicle, and I do 3 more ink to play a Fishbone Quill. Oh yeah, I remember now. So I am really playing around the whole new world. So whenever I'm playing against whole new world, the thing I want to do the most is ink, ink, ink. The more ink that I get, when I get a whole new world, I can play a lot more cards. So I manually ink a card, the Tipo, and I Fishbone Quill to ink another card. So now I'm at 6 ink, and I think I have 2 cards in hand. So I'm ready for my opponent to whole new world here. But it's probably better for them to not whole new world, right? I think I was hoping that they would. And if they did, I think that would be a misplay because they have 5 cards in hand right now, and I have 2 with 6 ink to their 3. So if they did give me a fresh hand, they won't be able to play everything that they get, and I will be able to play like a lot of new cards there because I have the 6 ink already. So good on my opponent. I think my opponent was a pretty good player here because he chose to not cast that whole new world or sing it with Robin Hood. I mean, So they have the Smee with 1 damage. It took a damage because if you end your turn and Smee is exerted, and he has to take a damage, you don't have a power character. Oh yeah, I remember. So my opponent sings Bare Necessities to see my hand. I have a Cogsworth and the 3rd Merlin Crab. And the reason they want to see that, they know they're guessing that I probably didn't have a song, but they wanted to see if they wanted a whole new world to discard my hand there with those 2 cards. And I'm not sure if they thought that was a big enough threat. So they play Aerial here. Yeah, so I guess they did not think it was the biggest threat. And Aerial, you can look at the top 4 cards for a song and then reveal it. So they revealed a Strength of the Raging Fire, which would do 3 damage because they have 3 characters. So not the best thing for me. And yeah, I'm trying to keep my hand really low here and not draw a lot of cards, even though my deck revolves around drawing cards because of that. So I play the Strength and then take out the Rabbit here, doing 3 damage, and my Rabbit is taken out. All right, and then they end their turn, and it's back over to me, so I draw for turn. All right. What do we do here, guys? Oh yeah, I wanted to get that Cogsworth down. So I only have 1 copy of the Cogsworth in my deck. I want to get another copy, but I only have 1, so I felt that he was very important to get down to help me not take as much damage. And then I forgot his Smee would take another damage, so he put it there, and then Tipo can take it out, doing 1 damage to Smee. Cogsworth gives all my characters resist 1, which is really, really good, and he has ward. So my opponent is not playing Ruby. They have no ways to get rid of the Cogsworth. So if I keep it not exerted, it stays in play forever. So I tap the Quill to ink a card. I ink a Friends, and then I choose to hold on to 1 card in my hand. There's no point in me inking that card and playing the Friends, because if I draw 2, he might discard me here with the whole new world. So I am really playing around that. I think I have a Merlin Rabbit as a last card in hand, which gives me draw part if in case I need it. But if I am unable to play because he discards it with whole new world, then I'm fine. So my opponent plays a Daisy Duck here. They have a lot of potential quests on the board, and I'm just really worried about that Robin Hood. That's my main concern here. So they're checking their discard pile, and then they just complete quest out here. Yeah, so that's what they go for, and they end their turn, pass it back over to me. So then I play that rabbit that I had in hand, and I draw a card when I play the rabbit. And then what else did I have? Am I deciding whether or not I should play or not? I think I had another crab here. I just keep on getting the crab. So yeah, I do decide to play. Ooh, I hard cast Friends, so I will be drawing more cards here. And yeah, so I drew more cards, and I think I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to bait out the whole new world. So I do ink 1 card with the Fishbone Quill. And I think I decide to not manually ink here. Yeah, so go up to 9, and I don't ink for turn. So I just secretly ink a card with the Fishbone, and I'm still waiting for the whole new world there. Really, not really committing too much to drawing. So they cluster Daisy, and with the Daisy trigger, I get to reveal the top card of my deck. It's a character, which was the Madam Mim Snake I add to my hand, so that's good for me. I get a card which they might throw away, but either way, if they don't, it's ink. And my opponent asks, I think, how many cards I have in hand, so I should only have 3. Okay, so they do it here. So they sing a whole new world, and they lose a whole new world too. So I discard 3 cards. He discards his hand. We have both draw back up to 7 here. It is a fresh hand, and I'm feeling good right now because I have a lot more ink than my opponent. At 9, they only have 4, so I feel like we should be good. But Steel Song, I mean, they go really quick here. So they are at 11 lore. I think my opponent felt that it was enough for them to try to push over here for the win by having that. So we'll see what happens. And then oh yeah, so this is really good on them. They swarm the board here, play 2 Cinderellas. Do they have more to play, guys? Oh my goodness. So right now on the board, if they quest next turn, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lore. They can go up to potentially 18 here, and I'm still at 0. So I'm gonna have to control their board. And I'm not playing Ruby, so there's no be prepared here. Yeah, they're swarming here. So they play another Robin Hood, so they have potentially 8 lore to gain on the table. So they go up to 19 if I don't do anything. So this is a pretty pivotal turn for me. I think the thing I was trying to decide what to do was, should I get rid of my Cogsworth or should I exert my Cogsworth, right? Because this ward, so if it stays in play, I get to resist 1 forever. But I think I had to exert him here. That's probably the better play because I need to control as much questing as possible from my opponent. So I do have 9 ink to play with. I do 1 for a popsicle, draw a card, just trying to see what other options I have. I ink a library with my manual ink, go up to 10. Fishbone inks me a card. Yeah, I remember I needed 10 readied up ink. So I ink another card. I have 11 total ink and 10 readied up here. And yeah, I wanted to play, I want to use all that 10 ink this turn to try to control my opponent. So what do I do here? I think I had the evasive Elsa. So I do 3, play a crab. So I give challenger 3 to my fox. So now the fox can hit for 5 right now. I do 2, play a snake, bounce a crab back. When the crab leaves play or enters play, he can give challenge 3 to a character, so it gives it to the fox. Fox hits for 8, takes out the Robin Hood. My opponent can draw a card when Robin Hood leaves play, or is banished in a challenge. And then the rabbit only takes 2 damage because of the resist 1 that Cogsworth gives to each other character. Then I play the Elsa Fifth Spirit, so I exert one of his characters. I think it doesn't matter because I think I'm going to take out the Daisy anyways right now, right? Because if I can't take out 2 characters, so that was a big problem because the snake's ink is drying, so I can't do anything. The Elsa has rush, so I can do a total of 4 damage or two different characters, and the area has 3 life. So I would like to take out 2 characters, but I might as well just take out the Daisy because it quests for 2. Yeah, so my opponent right now can quest for 4, go up to 15, but I have to pass there. So I have 11 ink, which is really good. I just need to catch back up and control the board, and if I can do that, then I know I can win. But it may be too late because my opponent is already at 11, going aggro on me with Steve's Song. So I think they're deciding what to do. And I'm just really hoping that they don't shift right here, right? If they shift the Cinderella and shift the Robin Hood, it can immediately quest with this new shifted stats. So the Cinderella can shift and then quest for, oh, the ink the Rapunzel here. I think they shift here, guys. And I remember thinking when they ink that, they're gonna have 5 readied up ink. That's just enough to shift for the big Cinderella, the stout-hearted one. And is that? Oh yeah, I remember thinking, man, there we go. That's a shift there, and I have no way currently to take out that character. Uh, yeah, that Stout Heart Cinderella is rough. It quests for 3, um, and it's 5/5 with resist 2. So that area has Singer 5, so they sing along came Zeus, so 5 damage. But they want to take out the Elsa, and then they remember that the Cogsworth is giving all my characters resist 1, so they ask if they take back. Of course they can, it's fine. So I think they're going to take out my Cogsworth first, and then yeah. So the Stout-Hearted challenges into the Cogsworth, takes it out. Is resist 2, so it takes no damage with Cogsworth's 2 attack. Now the area will sing a whole new world, take out the Elsa, doing 5 damage with that song, and they still have Cinderella and Robin Hood, the small ones, to a quest. I think they're deciding what to do. I think they just quest out here with the other 2 characters. Yeah, they used up all their ink, and they already inked this turn. I think they have 2 in hand now. So I'm really worried about the. Oh no, the Cinderella sings Let the Storm Rage On, takes out the rabbit, and I draw a card because rabbit was played. They draw a card with Let the Storm Rage On, and then they quest with the Robin. Okay, so they only got the 12 lore, only 1 lore gained that turn, which makes me feel pretty good. I play rabbit for 4 ink, draw a card, and I still have 7 ink to play with here. The ink is crucial. So I'm ready for Whole New Worlds, and they will only need to play Whole New World if they need to get more cards in their hand to, increase that board presence, I guess. So right now, what I'm hoping for, my only way to take care of Cinderella Stout-Hearted is with the crabs, right? Because the crabs give me a challenger +3, but I already ink 2, or if I get a Let It Go, the song. So okay, the snake challenge into the area. I need to take out that Singer right now, and then take 2 damage back. I play a Queen's Castle for 4 ink. So I think it's good to get a location here because I want my opponent to waste their turn challenging into location. That's kind of like a bait for them so they don't quest, right? Because right now they can quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go up to 17. So I'm hoping that they challenge into location. I ink a card with Fishbone Quill, then I also ink a library here. 2 to play Cruella de Vil. I just want to get more bodies on the table. And now I spend 3 ink, 1 for each character to move all my characters to the Queen's Castle here. So everyone is at the castle. We're just all chilling there. So for each character that I have at the castle, when my turn begins, I can draw a card. So potentially I can draw 3 plus draw for turn, so 4 cards. That's what we're going for here. Okay, so oh man, they quest with a Cinderella. They're not falling for my bait. My opponent is not a fool. He didn't fall for it, so he quested here for 3. They go to 15 immediately, and I am pretty worried here. What are they gonna do, guys? They play a Naveen. Oh man. Okay, so they play a Naveen. They discard the P because Naveen can sing a song right when he enters play. So yeah, when he plays Naveen, he can sing a song or play a song from his hand. That's I think like 5 ink or less, no 6 ink or less for free. So he plays a whole new world. So we both discard our hands, draw back up to 7 here, and it's good and bad for me, I guess. He only discarded 1 card, and I discarded 3, but I have a lot more ink, and he got more Robin Hoods to play, so he just swarming the board here, and I think I drew the Let It Go, so I have them in my hand right now. I have 1 Let It Go in my hand, I remember. So I could hard cast it on a Cinderella Stout-Hearted, but what I'm thinking here, and I draw 4 more cards too, because of the 3 cards at the Queen's Castle, and I gain 2 passive lore. So right now, the play for me is do I let it go on that Cinderella? And I think what I decide to do is I don't want to do that because I prefer to sing Let It Go. And Let It Go is a 5 cost song, so I need a 5 cost character or higher to sing it, right? So it's much more efficient for me to sing it and use my ink for other stuff, especially if I have something else that I'd rather play. And right now I'm counting my ink. I have 13 ink, and I have the big Elsa in my hand, the Spirit of Winter, and I also have the Fifth Spirit as well. So I play them both. I can keep 2 characters exerted and exert another character. I need to keep the Stout-Hearted exerted there. So unfortunately, I won't be able to take it out because I want to have the Elsa sing Let It Go next turn, which can put a character into the inkwell face down exerted. So that will bypass the resist of that Cinderella. So I'm going to first sing with the Rabbit. Friends, I draw 2 cards. And the reason why is because I need more exerting cards right now. I need to exert my opponent's cards, and I have enough attackers so the Rabbit can exert itself, and that's fine. So I do 8 there. I commit to the Elsa Spirit of Winter, and I can deep freeze 2 characters. I'm going to deep freeze Cinderella, Stout-Hearted, and the small Cinderella as well here. So now, with my opponent's next turn, they cannot ready those deep frozen characters. So they cannot quest now with the 2 Cinderellas, and this other Cinderella in case that it quests or he has shifted, and it can quest for 3 if he shifts it for other one as well, right? So that was my game plan there. So I have them both exert. They cannot ready. Then I play Elsa the Fifth Spirit, exert Naveen. I want to take out Naveen because he quests for 2. So I have, he's 3/3, so I have my snake do a 3 damage, challenge into it, take it out. Then Elsa Fifth Spirit will take out the Robin Hood because Elsa has Rush. And then the Spirit of Winter Elsa, the big Elsa, cannot challenge her now because she doesn't have Rush, and then Cruella can't take anyone out anyways, except the small Cinderella. I think I just challenged it to here. I Fishbone a card, and I ink a Fishbone here because I only need 1. I have enough ink. Spend 2 ink, move all my characters to the Queen's Castle. Okay, I did not take out the small Cinderella. I guess I just didn't think it was a threat for the Cruella. Why didn't I quest for the Cruella? That's probably a mistake. Did I just play Cruella? No, I didn't. Yeah, so that was a misplay there. I should have taken out the Cinderella or just at least quest with the Cruella, not just keep it there unexerted. So my opponent double quest with the Robin Hood. They're up to 18. They are ready to get the kill here or to quest out to 20, which will win the game. They're just trying to get that last 2 lore. And I'm feeling good here because I have 2 cost 5 or more characters, both Elsas, and I want both Elsas to sing Let the Storm Rage On. So I can put the Cinderella and another character that they play, like a non-zero character, into the inkwell, which will keep me really good to take out the other characters, right? So I'm feeling good right now. I'm thinking there's nothing my opponent can do. I feel like I got this game in the bag. I just gotta, yeah. So I drew another Let It Go, I think, which is why I know this. And then my opponent plays double Baloo here for 3 ink for each one, 6 total ink to play 2 of them. And I'm like, oh crap! I remember what Baloo does, and he's talking about it. So Baloo, whenever this character is banished, my opponent gains 2 lore. It has bodyguard, so I cannot attack its other characters or challenge them unless I get rid of both Baloos first. Baloo has 0 attack and just a few life. I think it's at 2 or 3 life. But if I banish one, he gains 2 lore. He wins. So my opponent really like maxed out there. So I cannot challenge any other characters. He just confirmed with me that I understand. I'm like, yeah, I understand that if I take out Baloo, I lose. And he's repeating to me multiple times. He's saying that if you put Baloo into my inkwell, you will bypass banishing him, and I will not gain 2 lore. And I'm like, okay, like I got it. I have to do the I have to sing Let It Go into the Baloos instead of the resist to Cinderella Stout-Hearted. So yeah, I'm deciding what to do here, and I cannot challenge the Baloos, right? Because if I defeat them, I have to. If I defeat the Baloos, my opponent wins, gains just 2 more lore, right? So I have to stop him right here. And I think I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I have to. I have these 2 Let It Goes in my hand. I wanted to get rid of that Cinderella Stout-Hearted. There's nothing I can do. I think I'm telling my opponent I was saving this for a Cinderella Star Heart, but I'm glad that I didn't play it last turn. So both Elsas thematically sing Let It Go, puts both Blues into the Inkwell face down. My opponent was laughing. He was like, man, I felt that you had it. And I was like, yeah, well, I have like, 8 to 10 cards in my hand. So yeah, so now the bodyguards are gone. I can attack all of his characters, but can I defeat that Cinderella Star Heart with Resist 2? That is just way too powerful. So Cruella is going to challenge into Cinderella. I should have done it last turn. Takes it out. Rabbit challenges into a Robin Hood. Takes 2 damage. Takes that out. And then now, I forgot to say, I gained 2 pass lore from the Queen's Castle when turn began, and I drew like 4 cards. Okay, so I play Madam Mim Fox, which returns a character to my hand, so I get the Elsa back to hand, and I have so much ink that I can spend another 8 ink to play that Elsa back down, deep freezing the Cinderella Stout-Hearted and the Robin Hood once again, so now they cannot raid during his next turn. Fox will just challenge into it because it can't quest, it has Rush, so it might as well challenge into the Robin Hood, take it out. And I'm going to keep on ramping up here, so I'm going to ink another card with the Fishbone Quill, and then manually ink another Fishbone Quill again, and I have, was that 6 ink there? What am I playing for 6, guys? I do 4. I play a second Queen's Castle there. 2 for a Tipo. Let's get more ramp. I have like a million cards in my hand. So Tipo puts another card in the ink face down. So I'm getting more ink. And then 3 characters are at one of the Queen's Castle. The other Queen's Castle is empty. And then 3 characters not at Queen's Castle. So I'm only going to be drawing 3 cards there, which ended up being pivotal, I think. So I passed there. My opponent's asking me how much ink I had. And I'm just updating it. So 17 ink, I believe. So my opponent raise up. Cannot raise up that Cinderella Stout-Hearted because Elsa Spirit of Winter has deep frozen that Cinderella. And now I'm just waiting, seeing my opponent can play something. And I'm down to 5 cards in hand. And my opponent wants to look through my discard, so I show him my discard here. And then we count the cards. I think I have 15 cards in my discard and 2 Let It Goes. And my opponent's like, how many more Let It Goes does this guy have? And the secret is I only have 3 copies in my deck. I found 3, the perfect number for that. And he was like, you're close to decking out. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I have less cards, I think. Actually, I don't know if I have less cards in my deck, but my deck is getting pretty close to my discard pile, and I'm going down to the bottom of the deck here. So this is really going to endgame, and my opponent is considering, so in Lorcana, if you need to draw a card and you're unable to draw, then you lose a game. So if my opponent can play a whole new world and force me to go through my deck, then they can beat me here. So my opponent is going to play something. They play a Lawrence for 3 costs, another 3 ink, play another Lawrence and keep having the same card. So they have 2 Lawrences. They both quest for 2, so I have to take care of both of them this turn, or else my opponent wins. And they ink a Cinderella Stout-Hearted, and then they hard cast Strength Raging Fire, so it does 3 damage because they have 3 characters. I think they take out my Elsa 5th Spirit here, I believe, just because she has 3 hit points left. Yeah, so my opponent takes out, and then I have to take out both Lawrences and Cinderella here, right? So my opponent passes. I gain 4 pass lore with a double Queen's Castle. And then I draw 3 cards, 2 for the Cruella and the Rabbit, and then 1 for turn. So now I have 7 ink. I'm just trying to use up all my ink here. So Elsa's going to quest for 3. I know I need to win next turn. If I let my opponent waste another turn, I am not going to be doing good here. So I spend 3. I play another Mim Fox here. So I bounce that big Elsa back, and Elsa is coming in as MVP this game. So I can play her back down again and exert these guys again. So what am I thinking here? Oh yeah, I'm going to challenge into the Cinderella Stout-Hearted. So resist 2. Cruella does 1 damage. Both Fox only do 2 damage instead of 4, but I have all my characters challenge into that Cinderella Stout-Hearted to take it out, doing just 5 damage. And then I play Big Elsa, Deep Freeze. Both Lawrences, they cannot ready back up. I ink with Fishbone, ink a Tipo, and then I think I'm going to spend, I think I have like 9 red up ink here. I quest for 2, so I can win next turn. And then I spend 8 ink, play a Mufasa just in case. So my opponent has to deal with my board now. I have no way to prevent them from getting 2 lore if they can do it. And then when Mufasa enters play, I get 2 cards here from my ink back to my hand. My opponent says just pick any 2, it doesn't matter. So I shuffle it up and grab 2 cards back to my hand. And I think I have 17 ink here. So Mufasa quest for 4, Elsa quest for 3. I gain 4 passive lore with the Queen's Castles there. My opponent's counting their ink. The ink of Lawrence, and then they hard cast a whole new world there. So I discard my whole hand, and I gotta draw 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. I have 1 card left in my deck. I tell my opponent. He's like, wait a minute. You just drew 7 cards, and I'm like, yep, I have 7 in the hand here, as you guys can see. So I got super duper lucky. If I drew that last card, and when my turn begins, I'll have to draw no more cards in the deck. I would have lost. And I'm telling my opponent here, I have a little bit more than 60 cards in the deck, which is essential for keeping me in here because I drew up my entire deck this game, guys. 7 cards in hand. My opponent's like, yeah, I think you got it. So they're drawing from the whole new world right now, and they're looking through the script out there like, I think I have no more whole new worlds because yeah, their first one discarded whole new world, right? And I think they played 2 more after that. Yeah, so they played 3 and then one discard. So that's all 4 whole new worlds. They could have casted the 4th one right now if they didn't discard it. So that would have ended the game for me. So yeah, my opponent passes, my turn begins. I just quest out with the Queen's Castles and then the Elsa and Mufasa quest. Yeah, that was a crazy game. Huge shout out to my opponent there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.